So howdy, compressed air friends. Ouch, damn. So our task this morning is we got a Gardner Denver Excelsior blower here, and we're focusing right in here. And what's happening with this guy is it's on a variable speed drive, which is essentially just an expensive soft start for this application, because it basically ramps up to 60 hertz and then just stays there. But anyway, so what's happening is when we start this blower up, as the variable speed drive begins to ramp up, our gauge down here at the blower outlet completely pegs, and our PRV lifts intermittently, and the amps on the motor are way high, so high that the VFD actually starts to back it off to try and keep it from blowing the overload, but it will eventually blow the motor overload. So essentially what we're seeing is what looks like a blower that has been deadheaded, and we have to figure out why. Now, I was already out here a couple of days ago and I removed this butterfly check just to see, is the check valve stuck? Because this is the one that's got like the two butterflies, and they like squeeze in like this, and then they squeeze, but they open back up like that when it goes to check. So that it kind of does this kind of a motion. I thought, well, maybe one of those is opening and the other one isn't, something like that. But I pulled that check valve out a couple of days ago when I was here, and check valve's working beautifully. I actually even called the manufacturer of this check valve and just said, hey, this is the model of check valve I have, this is my application, is this a good match? And they said, yeah, that's the right check valve for the application. So kind of did my due diligence there. So I mean, if we look over how this system operates, we got blower exhaust, comes out, comes through the pressure relief valve, comes through the check valve, comes through the hand valve, and then out to the system. Now directly behind me I have an identical blower set up, and it is working fine. I have it shut down right now, but it is working fine. It's got no issues or anything. So basically our restriction has to be between here and here. I've already verified this is good, so it almost has to be this. So that's going to be the task for today, is we're going to pull this hand valve out and see if it is maybe it's only opening halfway, something like that. I can tell you when I closed this hand valve off to remove the check valve, I was able to see up in there, and it does close all the way. The seat's a little bit messed up because it was allowing a little, not a ton, but it was allowing a little bit of leak back because the other blower was still running when I had this all taken apart. So it was allowing a little bit of leak back, but not too bad. But that's what I'm kind of expecting to see if we run this handle. It's pretty loosey-goosey here, so I'm thinking maybe that maybe there's a break in between here or something. We'll see what's going on when we get it apart, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's working fine and I got some other gremlin to chase. We'll see, but that's what we're going to be doing today, friends. We're going to pull this guy out, and we're going to put a mirror and a light in both directions just to see inside the pipe and see what's going on there. I mean, it's unlikely, but maybe there's a big piece of debris sitting right here. I don't know. So that's what we're going to find out today, friends. Stay tuned. Well, friends, here's where we're at so far. I pulled this check valve back out, destroyed the gasket when I did it, but that's okay. I have new one. I have the other blower running right now, so I can't really mess with this hand valve anymore. But I was able to look up in the pipe there. I verified that hand valve does open fully, and I got my inspection mirror out, shined my light back through there. There's no obstructions anywhere in this pipe. This pipe is 100% clear. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and run this blower with the check valve out. Just let it vent to atmosphere. And output seems a bit low, and amps seem a bit low, even with it venting out to atmosphere. So I have a theory. I'm going to go try my theory, and I'll let you guys know how it comes out. See ya. All right, friends, so here we are. I spent an inordinate amount of time cleaning gasket material from these sealing faces, but finally got it cleaned up. I threw just a PVC hand valve in It's self-sealing, so I don't need to waste gaskets. And it was almost the same thickness as my check valve was. Normally on a system like this, I'd say no PVC, but this is only going to run for a minute, so I can see with the check valve out of the system, does it still misbehave or does it not still misbehave? I'm of the opinion it's probably still going to misbehave, but I just need to verify that because I don't want to be chasing my tail with this check valve and come to find out it's not the check valve. So this is going to tell me really fast right here whether I do or do not have a check valve problem. If I run this thing and it still continues to misbehave, then I will most likely just go ahead and yank this right back out, drop that check valve in with the new gaskets, and then continue troubleshooting. But right now, I got my outlet valve closed, that other blower still running. So I'm going to shut that other blower down, let the system depressurize, open my hand valve up, start this up, and see what it does. So we'll get that done and we'll check back in. Well, compressed air friends, color me shocked. So I shut down the other blower, let the system depressurize, opened up this here hand valve, started this blower up, runs perfectly. So problem is that guy right there. Solution still being determined. So as it sits right now, I'm leaving this in place, and I told the customer, I said, only run it if that other blower would go down on you. And even then, make sure you got somebody out here every hour or so checking these flange bolts, because as this PVC heats up, it's going to want to squish. So you need to make sure those flange bolts stay tight. That one over there is giving me no indication that it's going to give them any issues in the near future. So I think they'll be fine, but you know, it's the old saying, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So my customer feels better knowing that he can run this if need be. But yeah, man, when I had this thing running, my little gauge down here was reading like it should. Amps were, you know, about 70 amps, which is about what the other one reads. So yeah, man, it literally is just that check valve. And the interesting thing about these check valves, so this check valve here, according to the manufacturer, is set for a 1/2 psi cracking pressure, which basically means that it only takes a 1/2 psi to push those butterflies open and start flow through this check valve. They do make, that's all due to these springs right here. So they do make lighter weighted springs that can get you down to, you know, as light as 1/10 of a psi, and that may be what we end up doing. We'll have to wait and see. I got to send some more information to their engineering department and get a recommendation from them on this. But these things really aren't too bad. They just got these plugs up here in the top. Those plugs will come out, that whole rod slides out. There's a rod down the center of this, obviously, that'll slide out, and you can just reassemble everything with your lighter springs. You can get some different material bushings and stuff for that, and really make this thing a lot easier to operate. And I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing. Is I don't see any reason to change the whole check valve out. I mean, the seat's in good shape. You know, the butterflies look good. I honestly think that we just got some build up here in the hinges of these swing checks, the butterflies here. I think that's what's causing the issue. So, like I said, I got to send a little bit more information over to the manufacturer's engineering department. They're going to give me a recommendation on how to proceed. But yeah, right there, problem confirmed. It is the check valve. So, interesting one today, friends. Never know what you're going to get into in this job. So, that's it. See ya.